Virus 13, Chapter 29. The director appeared in the doorway of Manoy and Mac's shared office. "You two come," he said before disappearing back into the hallway. The agents warily followed the director back to his office. The familiar view of the state capitol's dome could be seen in the distance from the window behind the director's desk. The room felt different to Manoy. He scanned it briefly to discover that they were not alone. Two square-faced men in stiff suits sat in one corner of the room. They both cocked their heads at Manoy and MacDonald. Their faces remained expressionless. "Mac, Manoy, meet Agents Wells and Clemens from Homeland Security," said the director with a sweeping of his hand. The two sets of men exchanged a series of handshakes that were about as friendly as a python's death grip. "Oh, crap," Manoy thought. What was the Homeland Security doing here? The director sat down. "Now, despite you two turds screwing up yesterday, we have had a bit of good fortune." "How so?" "I received a phone call this morning from a very disturbed James Logan." Manoy sat up straight in his chair. Dr. Logan claimed that his aunt had passed on evidence to him that her two children who were also born without the cancer-proof genes. One of those children was Pat Henderson. Naturally, this got Dr. Logan worried. He did a little research of his own and discovered that he and his children were also missing the genes. That's not all. Apparently, his aunt perished in a mysterious house fire yesterday before he could question her. The director paused as the agents absorbed the news. "Gentlemen, we have something significant on our hands here. Who knows how many people are running around without these genes? We ran Mr. Henderson's DNA sequencing last night and confirmed what Dr. Logan told us. I can safely say that someone over at Gene Firm is purposely failing to insert the cancer-proof genes and then altering the DNA sequencing reports to cover it up. Due to the severity of these accusations, Homeland Security is now investigating this case." The director stood up and walked over to the window, looking out into the hazy sky. He almost grinned as he said, "We have the chance to blow Gene Firm right out of the water, my friends. One of the last privately owned medical research facilities." "Listen, I know what you're saying," Mac responded, looking a little doubtful. "I just find this all a little hard to believe." The director shook his head. "Not at all, Mac. It is not hard to believe at all. Private industry lacks adequate government oversight and control." The director clapped his hands as he looked at the two sets of men in front of him. "Mac and Manoy, you will assist the Homeland Security agents in the arrest of the Gene Firm CEO, Dr. Wishman, as well as the search and siege of all information that could help with this investigation." "Yes, sir." Mac tapped his foot nervously on the floor. Manoy glanced suspiciously at the two Homeland Security agents and then back to his boss. He couldn't explain the slight feeling of unease that had just crept over him, but these emotions were quickly overtaken by the excitement of the impending change they were about to bring to Gene Firm's doorstep. He was about to grab by the bones and company responsible for all of his misery. Yes, Gene Firm might have just created a vaccine that was going to save billions of lives, but it was still an evil cooperation in his mind. This was not only a chance to have his revenge on the people responsible for his devastating genome, but it was also a chance to get his career moving in the right direction, an opportunity to finally get what he deserved. The director dropped back into his leather desk chair, rapping the table with his knuckles, signaling that this meeting was now over. "Now go make it happen." Manoy and MacDonald nodded in unison. "And one more thing, Agent MacDonald," the director said, eyeing the agent's midline. "We have a gym downstairs. I would highly suggest you use it. Otherwise, you're going to land yourself at a retreat sooner or later." Cracking a fake smile, Mac said, "Gladly, boss." As soon as they were out of sight, MacDonald's smile turned into a scowl. He leaned over to Manoy and whispered, "Screw that man. What a piece of shit." Manoy nodded, looking down at his paunch. Matt continued to shake his head. Does this tie make me look fat? Ignoring the comment, Malloy headed toward the exit sign that glowed promisingly at the end of the hallway.